We will start this series by creating our first HTML web page, and this particular web page that we are going to create will be a home page. Now, before you start any website project, it's best that you create a new folder to store the content of that website. So whenever you start a new project, create a new folder and give the folder a name that's relevant to the project. So go ahead and do that on your desktop. So right click and click on New Folder, and I will call mine mywebsite.com. Now, it's important to note that this folder is called a directory, and in particular this is the root directory, and that's because it is the starting point of all the other files and folders. So inside of here we would have our various web pages. We would have other folders, perhaps to store JavaScript, CSS, any pictures or videos, things like that. So remember that a folder is called a directory, and the top level folder, if you will, is the root directory. So let's go ahead and create our first HTML web page, which, as I said, will be our home page, and we will store it in this new directory. So because I'm on Windows, I can use Notepad, which is a text editor. Remember that Microsoft Word is not a text editor, so either use Notepad on Windows, or if you're on a Mac, you can use TextEdit. So what we're going to type in here is markup, and markup is simply code, and this code will be read by the browser and interpreted as so. So let's go ahead and create a basic HTML document markup. In the next video we will look at creating a HTML5 document markup, which is just the latest standard of HTML web development. So don't worry if this doesn't make sense now. As we go through this course, this will make much more sense. So the first thing that we need to do is to create opening and closing HTML tags. So to create an opening HTML tag, you just have angled brackets with the keyword HTML inside, and to close that, just underneath, do the same again, but with a / before the tag name. So there we are. So now that we've told the browser that we're going to be using HTML. The next thing that we need to do is to create head tags. So open a head tag and close your head tag, and inside of here will be the content which is not visible in the browser, it's just more information about this document. So let's go ahead and create another tag inside of here, and we'll see how this works. So create opening and closing title tags, and the content inside of here will be my website. So now we just need to create the browser visible content, and the way that we do this is within body tags. So create opening and closing body tags, and the content inside of here will be visible in the browser. So for now I'm just going to create a big bold title using the h1 tag, and inside of here I will put hello world, and I'll just do one more thing. I'll add a paragraph, and this paragraph will say my first paragraph, and there we are. So now we've created the markup or the code for our HTML homepage. So now we need to save this file, so go ahead and click on File and Save As. Now locate to your mywebsite.com folder, which I put mine on my desktop, so go ahead to there, go down to the folder and enter that. Now we need to give this file a name, so because this is going to be a home page must have the file name of home or index. So the browser will look for this particular file and know that this is the home page. So now I must give it a file extension. So for a HTML page we should put either HTM or HTML. So my full file name will be index.html. Now to make sure I don't accidentally save this as a TXT file, I will click on All Files, and the default encoding is UTF-8, particularly for the newer HTML5 markup. So go ahead and click on Save, and we're done. So if I minimize this and go to my root directory, I will see that I've got my index file there. Now I know that I've named this file correctly because I've got my default web browser icon there, and the type is Chrome HTML document. So this is looking good. If I just double click on the file, it should open my web page in my browser, which it has done. So here I can see that I've got my file name, index.html, which is in the mywebsite.com directory, which is on my desktop. So you should probably have recognized, or you may have recognized, that we've got our text here, and you'll notice that the browser has not output these tags, but rather it has used these tags to determine how to display the text. So we've got big bold hello world text here, which is in the H1 tag, and we've got our first paragraph, which is in paragraph tags. So that's the browser visible content. You'll notice at the top here in the tab it says my website. So if I go back over to the document, we've got my website in the title here. So that's pretty much it. We've gone and created our first HTML web page.